All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. And I'm here with my brother from another mother, actually from Jamaica. It's Ryan LFC, one of the most dieted and Liverpool fan you can ever find out here. So today we're going to go into our breakdown of also the Manchester City team and the Liverpool team, but we're going to give our predictions first. So what are your thoughts on it, Ryan?
I'm expecting a very good game. I know Manchester City is a very good team. Liverpool coming off a 5-0 victory over Atalanta. Very good team. That was surprise. One of the best performance I see Liverpool play this season, both first and second half. So coming to this game, Liverpool have a lot of confidence coming to this game to take on Manchester City. It's a very good team.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. And also, I saw the same because we played three games and we looked pretty much solid. We played West Ham. Yes, we didn't actually win that game. We drew it 1-1, but the intensity and the belief came back into the team. So that's why I'm going with we have a strong build up coming off. We had three solid performances, and now we have a striker back in Jesus. The chances that we were pretty much wasting, that's why people talked about it weren't a good enough performance. But I know because I watched football and I also played football, so I know what the players are actually giving out. So I think we're on the good trajectory in order to reach somewhere and really pressure this Liverpool's back line.
So, how confident are you worrying about Liverpool?
Yes, because Liverpool, they are the champions, and you have to always be respectful to your foes because if you don't do so, maybe that's going to be your weak point because Liverpool's strengths are others underrating them and come forward and then they can break and do things that is very dangerous. So I am definitely worried, but not completely worried over the last like maybe last season because now you don't have Van Dijk. I think that's very much a big part of your playing style and your eye pressing. So I think that will give us time to play the ball on the ground, and that's a kryptonite for Liverpool because we can exploit certain weaknesses from their games.
Well, you don't have Sergio Aguero, thank God. He always score on Liverpool at the Etihad. That's for sure. We lost two visits to the Etihad. We has lost and expecting Liverpool to put some ball on the ground and represent and give Manchester City a very good game. But you're not looking too good going forward by score. We know Manchester City always score a lot of goal. Sergio Aguero is a big miss for you. I know Virgil van Dijk is important to us, but I think this Liverpool team, a lot of people writing off this Liverpool team because we don't have Virgil van Dijk, but people still has to remember we have a full squad with Thiago Alcantara fit for this game, Joel Matip, and especially we have one of the best manager in Jurgen Klopp we trust. So I'm expecting Liverpool to put on a show, and I'm expecting Liverpool to smash Manchester City at the Etihad. I'm confident coming to this game. It's not going to be easy, but my score prediction, 3-1.
Well, you said a lot there, so let me dissect some of the things that you actually said. You mentioned Thiago Alcantara, and if you know anything about football and Liverpool team in particular, what they did last season, they played most of the attacking threats through the wing backs, which is Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. So with Alcantara coming in this team, he will dictate the pace from that point. The weak point of your wing back in Trent Alexander-Arnold, it's actually defending. So sometimes you're thinking that everything will go well because you're putting out big name players on the pitch. Maybe that will be a kryptonite of yours. Because once you don't have any attacking threat for attacking job for Trent Alexander-Arnold, he seems to become a liability. And with our precise passing, we can really undress Liverpool at least from the right back area. So be careful of you stating that you're going to bash two up. I think we are going to be just fine, and maybe you guys will just get another 4-0 or one of those bashing if you come out anything like that.
No, I don't. I think this is a different Liverpool team. Remember, when we win the Premier League, I give us four. I have to still give you guys respect. You guys was a better team on the day. But I think after winning the Premier League, Liverpool was junk. The player was junk, you know. So
We expect you to come with that excuse. So what are you going to say about that Aston Villa result then?
that
Because
is
you're
just
going
a
to say,
one-half game. That's just a
okay,
one-half game.
okay. But you went and drew against Everton, just the same.
Yeah,
So,
we should win that game. VR messed up us. We should win that game. But remember, we stopped 5 points ahead of Manchester City. We are, regardless of what all people has been saying we're playing bad this season, we have
yes.
16 points, top of the English Premier League, top of our group. Don't concede any goal in the Champions League yet.
Okay, fair enough, Sir Ryan. No problem. You're top of the league with an extra game played. Keep in mind, City has a game in hand, so that 5 points you're talking about can actually become 2. So you can't trick the fans like that. We
But
are
it's
here.
still we have the points on the board. Yes,
Yes.
if you win a
So I
match
will
in
give you
hand,
that. I
you
will give you
still
that.
have to cheer Liverpool by 2 points.
Yes, I will give you that. I will definitely give you that. But that doesn't actually say that you're playing the better football, because styles make fights. You understand me? And what we saw from Aston Villa, Manchester City is kind of upgrade from Aston Villa. The same passing style, but much more ruthless. We create more chances. And now Jesus coming back, I think we're in a good spot that we can actually challenge you. And keep in mind, we have Ruben Diaz looking solid and looking like a leader man, a potential leader man. So maybe you just met us at the wrong time, and we will actually give you something. So I will go with my prediction. I'm expecting something from Liverpool. I can't go and disrespect them like that. So I'm expecting them to get a goal or 2. But I'm seeing them, if they come forward with any type of intensity like that, like what you're saying, I'm seeing City getting more than 3+ goals. So I'm going for 3-1.
But remember, you're one of your most expensive centre back, Ruben Diaz. He never ever come up against a Mohamed Salah or a Sadio Mane and a farm Diogo Jota or a Roberto Firmino. Remember, you still have weakness at your back too, you know. And you have a full strength Kyle Walker, Laporte, and Ruben
But let me
Diaz.
clear it on that defensive side, because you said we have weaknesses there. Look, the only weaknesses right now, it's consistency and game time between Laporte and Diaz, right?
But
And
that's
the
still
left back,
weakness.
yes, it's weaknesses, but because we played so much games coming quick and fast, people getting game time under their belts. In the left back position, Mendy, he can go to sleep because he's not going to play that game. We know how bad he is. So Cancelo will go over there. I strongly believe so. Or Zinchenko,
I
because
don't
both of
think so.
those guys.
I believe that Pep Guardiola is really scared of this Liverpool team. Listen me before you talk. I think him going to play the Netherlands centre back
Okay.
Aki at right back, at left back.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
he going to more concern about what Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane. Remember,
Okay,
he's
so
two
you're
best
you're
winger
trying to
in
say
world football right now.
you are trying to say that we are not going to go expansive. We are going to chop and change like what Pep always does over time.
He always when it come on to the big game, I don't know what's wrong with Pep Guardiola, but him overthink too much. If I think Pep Guardiola come and just be Pep Guardiola and don't overthink too much whenever he play up in a big game and don't chop, because they really and truly, if you bring in Aki at left back, that's going to be a problem, because what are you going to do? City is a team who normally attack. They
No, but
normally attack.
Ake can play left back and play
Yeah, but
well as well.
not great going forward, but
Oh,
in
no,
defense,
no,
him
no,
going to
no.
be
He's,
solid.
he's going to give you exactly what he has. And he's one of the best defender in City at this moment. People really don't know how skilled that guy is. He was one of the best interception and tackler last season, even in a bad Bournemouth team. So really and truly, people overlook him because he didn't come in as one of the star names. You get me? So him coming in will not be just a weakness. I think it will be
I'm
his
not
strength.
saying Aki. I know Aki. I would have loved to have him at Liverpool. I know him is a very good player, but just unfortunate. He has been proven for the last 5 years in the Premier League at Bournemouth. One of the best defenders.
Van Dijk really wanted him at Liverpool. That's what you should know.
He's a good defender. He has to give credit where
Yeah,
he do. He's a good defender, but I'm saying going forward, he's not that
No,
good.
no,
But
because
in
he's not a
defense,
fullback.
but I remember when Riyad Mahrez kicked out the penalty when Liverpool draw 0-0 at Anfield a couple years ago, probably 2-3 years ago when they get the 100 points.
Yep.
Pep Guardiola, this is the first time Pep Guardiola, him left back and him right back, did not get forward because he's so scared of Salah and Mane. It's going to be the same thing come Sunday.
Yes, but we all play football, Ryan, and we play it at high levels. We know that sometimes when we are going to come up against big teams, we have to alter the system a little bit, just a little bit. So if you're going to,
but it really affects City. It really affects them.
Yes, it affects our passing style football, but it don't affect our effectiveness. It actually shorten our effectiveness even more. So that's something good, not something bad. I know you're going to come up and say we are going to come out of our normal comfort zone in order to play Liverpool. That's how we respect Liverpool. I know you. I saw it.
So, 2 questions I have for you. 2 players and Liverpool is scared when they come up against Manchester City. Quick.
100%. It has to be Firmino. And I would say Sadio Mane. It's not Salah. I would say those two. The reason why Firmino seems to always pick up spots and spaces inside the 18-yard box that is pretty much deadly. So if he doesn't score instant on it, he can always do the lob off balls. And what that do, it pressed us back way too deep so we can't get to build up properly. So he's pushing our centre backs way forward. So I think Raji need to do a massive job in order to get him out of to get the players up the pitch very fast in order for us to start our attack at a high enough pace to really counter fast on Liverpool. And that's why I said Sadio Mane, because he's a little bit more faster than Salah, and that's very much effective because he's coming down one of the sides that is not our massive strong side. Keep in mind he's going to come down Kyle Walker's side, right?
So you said Kyle Walker is a weak?
No, he's not a weak. He's not a weakling. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying sometimes the system that Pep sets up, Kyle Walker have different duties. So, for instance, they're trying to play through Kyle Walker on that right side. Mane will have much more of a field day because either we're going to get pinned back or he has to focus and defend. You
because
understand?
Sometimes so Kevin De Bruyne play on that side, so Kevin De Bruyne don't give him back.
It's going to be a massive problem. So you have to look at the matchups, and that's how I would say it would be Firmino and Mane because I know. Yeah, that's exactly.
I fully understand because whenever Liverpool come up against City, always Roberto Firmino be that man where in the center circle where always either Emmanuel Raji or Fernandinho were going to stop Manchester City to play through Liverpool. So
that's
going to be a key back. But will Roberto Firmino start in this game because Diogo Jota right now in form?
I think he will. The reason why it's a game based on not form but experience. You play this team so much. Just as though if you have your own pitch on a football field, once you're playing at home, you know the blade of the grass, you know how to time your passes, you know how to run, and know how to spot up. That's a fact. So if you're going to bring Jota in this game, he's going to be okay, yes, because I saw him play, and I strongly believe that even though I'm giving him this high praise, Firmino possesses certain things that he doesn't have as yet. I think maybe over time he's going to get it, but Firmino already have it.
I think, in my opinion, I think both of them is similar play, but one few things that Roberto Firmino, I think Firmino have over him right now. I think Firmino have the experience to play in this big game. Him know Manchester City, and I think Firmino, he have more intelligent on the ball and space, but not taking anything away from Jota. I think what Jota have over Roberto Firmino is more quick. 2 things. He's more quick and he's more clinical than Roberto Firmino. But both of them are similar play. Both of them want to come deep and both of them want to get behind defense. You understand? But I'm expecting a really, really tough game for Liverpool. It's not going to be easy at the Etihad.
No, but you
with
just
Raheem Sterling up against.
You just said you're
confident. I'm confident, but I'm saying I'm not just push over Manchester City. They are a very good team, and looking forward to see Sterling up against Trent at right back. So that's going to be a very good matchup.
Okay. So
So what's the
let
score
me.
prediction?
I said I think I'm going to give Liverpool a goal because they are coming off a good form, but no because of the Van Dijk's injury. I think this is one of the best team they have actually faced since the injury, right? In the Premier League, this is one of the best team. Hands down, no doubt. This is the best team in the Premier League aside from Liverpool. So this is the toughest test for them since the injury from Van Dijk, right? You can agree with that.
Yeah,
So
100%.
this is where you're gonna see when they are gonna try and attempt what they did against Atalanta, what they did against even Everton. I think today or this time around in 3 days, they're going to come undressed. Believe me, because they're gonna feel confident over what they did maybe in the as Atalanta result. I think that result shouldn't come at this time because now they're going to feel too confident and they're going to try and start even one of the young kids just to be more defensive because they know that Trent won't be defensive and they need to have as much solidity
I think
around
they
the
will
back.
play. I think they will
Okay.
play.
Well, if they
But
do play him, I am going for 4-1.
4-1?
Yes, win.
Really?
4-1. 4-1.
Okay.
And
All
believe
right.
me, the post
So,
match will be here, guys. So I said 4-1 if they do play Trent. And maybe 3-1 if they play even Nico Williams or one of those guys. Because they are much more
okay.
defensive.
I'm predicting 3-1, but do you think this match going to decide the title? If Liverpool win it, do you think Liverpool will get confident from this and go on and win the Premier League? Or if Manchester City win this one? Because momentum is a very good now. So winning
Yes,
these big games, remember last
momentum is
year,
a
November, similar.
momentum is
Remember,
a very good key point to look at. But keep in mind that's the 8th game Liverpool will actually play at that point. They
yes,
still
but
have
remember them
30
time
more to
early
go.
this year. Remember,
No, but
same time. Remember, hold on.
no. But me and you play football, right? Me and you play football both in the same country. So we know this. Playing in training and playing with fans is completely different. This season, this no fans thing, believe me, Liverpool will lose to all some of the smaller teams because
I
breaking down teams will be very tough this season. So
I know that.
I'm not even saying that City will go unbeaten from this point. I honestly don't believe so because the concentration problem is very much key. I saw Pochettino talked about it on Sky after I finished did my video on it maybe a week saying that this will really cause a massive problematic situation on the players, like their second win during games, maybe between the 68th minute and the 80th. You will see lapse in concentration a lot. So I don't think Liverpool will go through 30 games without no lapse in concentration. I strongly
I
believe.
know that impossible for us go through the
Yes,
season.
so that's why I
Losing.
can't say this will be the
No,
title
I'm just
decider.
asking the question because
No, it can't.
remember, hold
That
on.
means it can't be the title decider.
Okay.
Because if you're going to defeat City
Remember,
and then go.
remember last year them time yeah, when Liverpool smashed at Anfield, that was the game that won Liverpool the
Oh,
title.
you're talking about two VAR decision goals, right? That's what you're talking
3-1
about.
again. What 3-1
Yeah, but
again?
you're
What kind
talking
of
about
VAR?
two VAR decisive goal, don't right? You remember? You remember the foul in the box
What?
and then they went up
That's
and
not
scored,
that.
don't?
No, that they was calling that as a penalty. That
Okay.
wasn't a penalty. That wasn't a
Okay.
penalty.
Yeah, but you're talking to a guy that watch all the matches just the same. So you
But
can't take
listen,
me for idiot,
listen.
yeah?
Last year, them time yeah, in November, you get smoke at Anfield, and that
Okay.
give Liverpool a lot of confidence, momentum. At that time, Liverpool stretch a lead at 6 points.
Okay, boss. Okay, I will
So
give
if
you that.
Liverpool win this game or Manchester City win this game, they can get a lot of momentum and
Yeah, but
confidence.
it is fair because what I said, I brought up a valid point. I said, if you're going to defeat City now, as what you said, just like last season, but you're going to go out and lose to two of the small teams based on concentration problems, I strongly believe that can't be a decisive game right here.
That would have been more likely a City because Liverpool haven't lost to a small two small team last year. Only we
Okay,
lost two games.
but
Arsenal beat us and
Yes,
Manchester City beat us.
yes, but look, Liverpool
Do you
aren't the
know for the
same
last
team.
3 years, Manchester City lost more to the smaller team than Liverpool?
Yes, we know that, but I told you before, Liverpool, this is their real test. Because normally, and if you know anything about the Premier League, if you have been watching it, that's I'm talking about the viewers. Every single year, they naturally the rest of the teams, the contenders, set up to play the champion. Last season, it weren't Liverpool's reign; it was Manchester City's reign. So this season is their true test. That's why they have to set up to play against team because these teams come in to eye press them, counter press them, and exploit their weaknesses. So let's see how they can do. It's going to be completely different, Ryan. I'm not talking because of a fan here. We're talking because we know football. So we
Okay.
are not.
One more question before we wrap up.
Mhm.
You ready for it?
Yep.
Who going to win the Premier League this season?
I said it at the
Be
start of the
honest.
season. I said it at the start of the season, and I'm not changed. I'm even more convinced now. It's going to be Manchester City, 100%. And the reason why I said so, we had both strikers out, and we still dominated teams so badly.
But
You could
haven't
clear
scored a lot of goal. That's for the last couple games you haven't been scoring a
no,
lot of
but
goal.
I just pinpoint out what the problem is. It's not because we're not creating the chances. It's
Yeah,
because we're
it's
using
striker.
Ferran Torres and we are using Raheem Sterling as a striker.
One
Those are
thing
two
for
poor
sure,
finishers.
coming to this game,
Hmm.
trust me, I glad you're going to play Jesus. Sergio Aguero is the man I worry about on this Manchester
Yeah,
City
but
team.
he's
He
not
just
here.
every single time this guy come up
I'm
when
gonna
City
check to
need
see
him
if
the most. He
I'm gonna
always
check to
score
see
on
if he
Liverpool
made
at
the
the Etihad.
bench because he they said he's going to be out for 2 weeks, not 1 month. So maybe they will just bring him on the bench just to see if we can play in Liverpool's mind because he won't be ready, but we can just put him in a jersey just to play on you guys' mind.
Okay, what's your starting lineup?
I would go with a strong one at the back. But I wouldn't go with Ake. I would start with Laporte, Cancelo over on the left side because Cancelo offers much more stability, both not defensively but attacking wise. So I would say he will keep the consistency going in attack. So I would go with Cancelo, Laporte, the Ruben Diaz, 100%. He's the key man around there. And then I will go with Kyle Walker. That's the main back four for us. And then Edison goal. We don't have any other choice. And then in midfield, surprisingly, I'm gonna go with Rodri. And I would go no for Fernandino won't start. I would go with Gundogan because Gundogan adds much more stability inside, and KDB. He will offer KDB much more stability to play because Gundogan can tackle, so he will help Raji a little bit in midfield to fight that strong battle that you guys have with a load of robot midfielders. So we have to put some bodies in there to contest. So Rodri, Gundogan, and KDB is there. And at the start, I would go with Riyad Mahrez and Raheem Sterling, and then I would put Jesus in the middle and left out Ferran Torres, even though he has been pretty good. I strongly believe he can offer much more on the wings than us than down the middle. He needs too
Okay,
much chances.
that's a strong starting lineup, but I'm not going to tell you. I think the midfield kind of a little bit suspect right now, but I will get into my Liverpool starting lineup. Alice Baker for sure, Joe Gomez partner with Joel Matip, Trent at right back, Roberts at left back. In the midfield, Thiago Alcantara, Gini, Jordan Henderson. We're going to boss that midfield up against this Manchester City team. Both tactically and physicality and winning every second ball against this Manchester City team. And Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, and Diogo Jota for me up front.
Okay,
That's my
okay,
starting lineup.
okay.
And
So,
Roberto Firmino to come off the bench, change thing if we need.
mhm.
Yes.
So, and you said you're going to go for 3-1, you will win, and I will go for 3-1, I will normally win. But I'm saying if Trent is on the pitch, we are going to win 4-1. That's what I said. And I'm going to finish here. So, guys, this is Ryan LFC. If you want to know about his channel, his links will be in the description. And if you're coming from Ryan LFC's channel, my link will be in your description. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We are going to do our best 11 next. Peace out.